to me and his channel.
What's up, it's your boy LOE Visuals. I'm back with another video. How y'all day going? Hope y'all vibing, y'all chilling. Y'all enjoying y'all day, y'all productive day. We back at it. Before I start, y'all smash the like button, smash the like button, smash the like button. We're on road to 10K subscribers. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications on. You'll find me on any other platform. My link tree is in my bio. Follow my X at Visuals LOE. Follow my TikTok at LOE.Visuals. And follow my Facebook at LOE Visuals. So, let's talk about it. So, can Devin Haney recover from what happened to him last year, April, against Ryan Garcia? He has a big fight coming up May 2nd. Fatal Fury, Times Square, New York. It's probably about time I should start covering it a little bit more heavy. But I've been sick, you guys, so bear with me. Bear with me. But, can Devin Haney recover from, what happened, as far as, mentally, as far as the Ryan Garcia fight? He has a big fight lined up against Jose Ramirez, 29-2, 19 KOs, former champion at 140 pounds. And it's not an easy layup fight for Devin Haney, So, can he, recover from what happened? It's a lot of questions that still have to be answered as far as Devin Haney. I still like him. And he gets, in my opinion, he gets a lot of unwarranted hate. And I don't know what's that coming from. I mean, a lot of people don't like Bill, and I don't know why. They just, another father and son, I really don't think too deep as far as, both of those guys. I think they're, a good father and son relationship, and I think most people kind of despised it or something. Because that's probably the only reason, that you can hate him. I mean, he's not no disrespectful guy. He's not, saying anything, racist or anything like that from those guys. So, I can't really just say they're bad people, and I feel like they do get a lot of unwarranted hate. But yeah, I don't think, back to his fight, I don't think Jose Ramirez is a cakewalk by any means, even though I still think he was shaky for ducking, Regis Prograis for as long as he did. I'll never forgive him for that, Another fight that slow boxing down, because that Jose Ramirez and Regis Prograis fight would have been a banger at the time, in my opinion, but this is definitely not a layup, because I don't know how Devin will respond when he gets hit, because there's still questions. He got hit, even though people will, try to go out their way to say, excuse my G-Shock, y'all. People will go out their way to kind of say, yeah, it didn't matter that he was on Ostarine and he popped high. Like, bro, come on, bro, let's not do that. And as far as, I still think, in that Ryan Garcia fight, Devin was boxing good. He wasn't boxing bad. I just thought he tried to get too aggressive. And in your best interest, it wasn't smart. As far as your best, it wasn't smart to, try to be so aggressive. And that's how, he gave Ryan Garcia a chance. And Ryan Garcia capitalized. But, as far as, this Jose Ramirez fight, I think he will box more. He's going to be boxing. I don't think he's going to get in there being super aggressive. He's going to put the jab out there, and, do his best to move and stay on his bicycle. And it might not be fan friendly. The fans might not like it. He's going to try to counter and do what he usually does. I don't see him being on the front foot, trying to be aggressive against Jose Ramirez. But I do want to see how he responds when he gets hit. He's bound to get hit, right? I want to see how he responds. I love, Devin Haney, but you still got hit, and it got to be answered. You can't just go out of, not getting hit and getting knocked down, because it messed with your psyche. And Oscar De La Hoya, kind of, hinted at that, in an interview. He kind of hinted, like, when Devin get hit, is he going to be able to handle it? And, it's a good question that, to ask from Oscar. It's a very good question, in my opinion. I like Devin Haney. I do feel like he gets a lot of unwarranted, hate. But, it may be hard, because do they make the rematch if Devin loses to Jose Ramirez? Because it's a chance. It's not no just guaranteed, thing, unless they kind of do something with the cards. And Turkey's not exempt from that Hamza Shiraz situation. I ain't getting over that. So they do some shady judging in Saudi Arabia, but it's gonna be New York, but it's a Turkey card. But so I don't know. But he said he doesn't mind sacrificing, guys losing. He still just wants to make the big fight. He doesn't really care about losing. So hopefully that doesn't be put into a test, because it may. And if he loses, I know he wants to put it together, but does it lose value as far as stock? A lot of people are going to feel like, oh, Devin's done. He doesn't really have it anymore. And I can understand that. And honestly, I could understand that. I wouldn't be, especially if he went out there and lost to Jose Ramirez, especially if Jose Ramirez is clean and it's a fair fight, that's some questions. There's some questions right there. But I still think, Devin's going to be laser focused for this, because if he loses, things change in his career drastically. He's going to have to pursue, because the money changes when you lose, and that's why guys try their best not to lose. And you see guys protect records, But I kind of feel like this newer class, Shakur, I feel like those guys would fight each other, All those guys about 28, 27, So I feel like, it's coming. I feel like Tanky, he's the old one, in this class, but he really shouldn't be in this class. That's kind of why I give him flack. All those guys are younger than him by 4 years, 3 or 4 years for sure. So, yeah, but I'm excited. It's a big car. I'm gonna talk about it more, you guys. I've been sick, so bear with me. I'm still kind of sick now, so don't mind me. I had a real bad. I don't know if it was the flu or something, but you guys, I was really sick. So, I'm kind of recovering now. I've been having a mask on all day. I still been out sadly, but I've been feeling terrible. So bear with me, you guys. I'm recovering now, so bear with me. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this. But I really want to see, can Devin Haney answer the questions? Can Devin Haney finally answer the questions? Because fans want to know. I want to know personally. Is he gonna be, ready or hip to go out here and do this? Because it's not a cakewalk to go out there and get in the ring and get hit. Because it's a fight. You're bound to get hit. So, I just want to see him answer these, questions and see how he responds. And I'll know if, he'll be fine. But, I feel like, the Ryan Garcia fight, the rematch, still big if both guys win. Rolly, he definitely think he has a shot against Ryan. So, I can't be mad at him. But, I'm forward. I'm forward for sure. I just want to see Devin Haney answer these questions. That's just my honest opinion. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Make sure y'all smash the like button, smash the like button, smash the like button. We're on to 10K subscribers. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. You can find me on any other platform. My link tree is in my bio. Follow my X, my TikTok, and my Facebook. I love you guys so much, so much, so much, so much, so much. I'm out.